I hosted on my
Sure.
YouTube. I said, what does a digital marketing expert do? Or what is that what you call yourself? Digital.
Yeah, I'm a digital marketing expert, primarily focused more or less on Meta ads, paid ads, but especially
Oh,
Meta ads. There, I worked as a contractor for Meta for a little bit there, so for about 3 years actually, and then became a trainer there. So that's kind of what I do most
no
of the time. I'm
kidding.
just
You
a
actually worked for Meta?
yeah, as a contractor there. So like
Uh,
I worked for a firm that had a contract with Meta, and we basically handled like about 150 different clients on a quarterly basis there, and did that over
uh,
3 years. Kind of doing the math, that's over 1,000 different accounts that I've kind of been in there, and I've
okay.
worked with more a little bit more since then there. But yeah, I've been doing Meta ads for a while now there.
Oh,
So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
yeah,
Okay. I don't know if they pay
yeah.
their contractors as well as they pay their full-time people, but
Not quite.
no, I
They've
heard
been like,
six
we
years.
don't need to get in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6 years ago,
yeah,
I heard the average salary at Facebook was 240K, and that's the average.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think,
and considering
yeah,
how their stock is doing now, they're probably making more these days. But it's
they
all
might
good.
be making it little bit more there. Yeah, I just had a conversation with like an actual employee over there
Uh,
a little bit ago and stuff. So hopefully continue the conversation. But anyway, yeah, tell me more about kind of like I think the conversation that we had when you're talking, you kind of
yeah, yeah.
engineered, you're looking for some like passive income and that type of thing.
That's how I got in. I'm always got my eyes and ears open for that because freedom is good, right? If you have freedom,
Yeah,
then you can uh, forget about earning or forget about having to do what you have to do or what other people need you to do, and you can focus on adding value based on what you like doing, right? So that's one reason you'd like to be free, right? So if
yeah,
you can get financial freedom, that's great. Yeah, so that's how, when that book that I mentioned to you, The Laptop Millionaire, Mark Anastasia, it's all about digital marketing. But I think
okay,
it's about it's a bit dated. It's about and he
oh,
wrote it, like a few years after the dot-com boom. So a lot of the
okay,
resources he
yeah,
mentions are from that era, but he does mention Fiverr and Elon's.
yeah,
So it's from, or maybe it's from the time of the financial crisis, maybe could be. But that's
yeah.
good,
That
good
makes
stuff.
more sense there because I don't think there were only a select few that were really doing digital marketing around the .com boom
Oh,
there and bust there. You're talking about 2002, 2003 ish, or
right.
2001 even. I think it's kind of when that all happened, right? So yeah, I think people were just beginning to get into e-commerce at that time.
But do
Right?
do
So
you also you focus on Facebook ads? Is that what you do? Okay. Yeah.
Facebook, yeah, Meta ads, they're
Yeah.
like Instagram there. That's primarily what I do, but I'll also just recently done some LinkedIn ads here,
Okay.
quite a bit, and yeah, had some good success with that as well. Playing around with that, but that kind of usually need a little bit of a
Have you
higher
heard of
budget there.
this person called John Keel? He's a LinkedIn marketing expert, and he says only 1% of people on LinkedIn are using LinkedIn effectively.
Yeah,
And yeah,
no, yeah, I probably agree with that, and I might be in
so
that
he's
like
got a
99%, not the 1% there. Like
right.
I actively I actively admit that I probably am not doing LinkedIn the best at that I could be doing, but I'm trying to
And you
work
should
on it
probably
there.
take his master class then. I
Okay,
forget. He's
yeah,
got like 5 tips. I forgot. Actually, I have them on my phone. I think let me pull those up. One of those I remember. So he says the one thing that throws people off is that LinkedIn makes frequent updates. And where is his thing? John Keel, John Keel, John Keel. John Keel LinkedIn tips. Yeah. It says post 3 times a week. And posts are shown to 70% of your connections that you had a conversation with. So if LinkedIn sees that you've messaged them, they're the ones that it'll show your posts to. And then if you see a bell on somebody's profile, it means you haven't yet chosen to follow them. So you can, there are no limit to the number of followers. So you can have up to 30,000 connections. That's of today, but there's no limit to the number of followers you can have. And then
Did
one,
not, I
yeah,
did not know there was a limit to connections now there. That's interesting there.
right. And he
Yeah.
says, this guy says, see, LinkedIn used to tell you should only connect with people you know well, but apparently, if you're into marketing, that's not true. You can never have enough connections. That's what John Keel says. And yeah, says when you're,
No.
you want to have a conversation with someone, he says, can we have a no sales zone conversation? So that takes the pressure off. They're not afraid that you're trying to sell them something. So that's what.
Absolutely. I think that it's gotten a couple of emails in my inbox from people who are just like, hey, do you need this? Do you like it? I've never talked to them. So it's always good to, kind of start a conversation a little bit before trying to pitch your
Yeah.
services, right?
So do you have too many customers right now or not enough?
I'd say I'm in between. I'd say I have a decent amount. I could always take on a few more
Actually,
customers and clients.
probably
Yeah.
better to have too many, right? Then you can probably charge more and have fewer. You can.
If you have too many, then you can
That's
kind of start, pushing them off to other people there to help you out there a little bit. But I'm not to a point right now where like I'm gonna take on more there at this point. So
But
so yeah, like I mean, I don't know. If this would be helpful for you at all, but I kind of like was forced to kind of create a portfolio, and that's been helpful actually. It was a helpful exercise. I'll put it in the chat and take a look.
do you say a portfolio?
Yeah. I just kind of shared it in the
Oh, okay.
chat
I
here.
wonder what.
And I mean, I could kind of go through it here a little bit too.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
share. Yeah,
I see here. I put this on a different.
yeah. So if you can see right now here. So
Portfolio.
yeah. So yeah, this is just a little bit about me. Again, kind of been doing digital marketing for a
Okay.
while. Just my experience in companies that I've worked with here.
Got it. Yeah.
Couple of just some examples of ads that I've could have worked on that have been kind of pretty effective there. I'd say it's just some of my skills there that I
Oh,
have.
so you do web design as well, huh? You're into, I saw you had the Google Analytics certificate. You listed that on your LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah, and it's expired, but like I still kind of am in Google Analytics, so I'm kind of a pretty regular basis, I would say. There, and I probably just need to re-up it to go ahead and go through the testing again. I just haven't had a chance here.
Okay, that's good that you have to keep it current by going
it,
through the testing.
yeah. This is just kind of some of the results that I've gotten here, and these are kind of some testimonials there.
Yeah, I saw those on your other page.
You already know how to get in contact with me, but yeah, those are
Okay.
testimonials here.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the what is it? The oh, so yeah, the top five mistakes people make with Facebook ads. That was interesting.
Yeah, took that. Yeah, and I probably need to kind of work on that. I think probably the next thing I need to work on is like scammers, because scammers just kind of tips on how to avoid scammers or something to that effect, because they are becoming more and more of a problem on
Problem
Facebook
for
there.
your customers or for
my clients. Yeah,
really?
I would say because they are like constantly trying to hack into people's accounts there, because once they hack into their accounts, they can kind of just take it over, start running ads to like their website or their page there, spend hundreds or thousands of dollars there, and then until it's caught, and then like they're maybe selling something, but it's like free advertising for the scammer, and then like a big advertising bill for the client that got scammed there. And luckily, I haven't had any clients get scammed recently here, but I've definitely had some get scammed like there. So yeah, but I don't know. Have you already kind of played around with any ads there, like for the outside passive income projects that you're working on right now?
But what I have, when I was looking for, so I don't like to live in apartments because I prefer a house, but then
Right.
Yeah, houses are more expensive. So what I like to do is rent a house, take the master bedroom, and then find a tenant for one of the other rooms, and then it's as cheap as an apartment once you do that. So there, yeah, I've used Facebook ads to look for tenants, but they didn't work for whatever reason. And I
Oh,
got some nibbles, but only Craigslist actually worked. So, but I think
yeah.
when I was looking, I think yeah, even when yeah, there's something about. But when I was getting rid of my stuff and I was leaving Austin,
Mhm.
Facebook Marketplace really helped. Yeah, so those were
Yeah, yeah. Facebook Marketplace, I think it's great for like, consumer to consumer stuff. Like, if
yeah,
it
it's
was
not.
like a yard sale, yeah.
Yeah, for promoting your business, that's a whole other thing. Yeah. But
Yeah.
ideally, it would be nice if I could have so many followers that I could do local business marketing and people would pay to have me post their message to get the word out. That would be nice. Do you know
Yeah.
people that are at that level? Do you have so many followers that people will pay you to post?
I don't. I do know probably a couple people at that level, but it really just depends on who's the audience that you're trying to talk to, right?
Yeah.
There's kind of a couple services um that kind of like focus on influencers right now. Below is one that kind of comes to mind immediately here. So, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of just it, have you heard of like UGC content there? Or are you familiar with that?
UGC?
Yeah. Um,
UGC content?
so
No.
that just stands for user generated content there.
Okay.
And kind of, if you kind of see ads recently, like a lot of ads are moving in that direction, I would
Okay.
say. Like it used to be, 5, 10 years ago, especially, things were really highly produced in there. Like,
Right.
um, things were really highly produced, and like you would have like you know paid actors doing different things. Here, like they're still paid, but it looks like, hey, I'm organically from my phone talking about like this thing that I just did, or this book that I just read, or like this granola bar that I just ate, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives it because people have kind of become a little bit ad blind to ads that are really well produced or professionally run. And like if it looks like it like was shot in a studio or something like that, people might just scroll right by it. But like if it looks like, hey, that's a person I might know or something, or like
Uh-huh.
that's somebody I can relate to, people tend to stop on that a little bit more there, and like, hey, what are they even talking about there? So
Oh, yeah,
that's kind
that's
of it's definitely been a trend in the last 3-ish to 4-ish years that like
things
that's kind of
change
where,
fast, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
These
yeah,
things change pretty fast. Yeah.
yeah. So um, I don't know, like if there is I don't know if there's kind of any way I could help you, or if you wanted to like just kind of get a quick overview on kind of it. So you never run Facebook ads at all. You don't know if you have like a Facebook ad account or anything like that. Or
No, but I don't have a product to sell. So if I
okay,
had,
there you go.
but if I was on my own and trying to sell design services, well, all I do is design, right? I do chip design. So it'd be
Yeah,
nice to be on my own and sell services. That would be good. I think if you can make it work, that would
yeah.
be good. So
So chip design, like, do you being here in the valley, do you what is the big chip maker that's going up north? TSM.
TSMC, yeah,
Uh,
they're a plant. So that's for
so,
producing the chip. Yeah. They don't
okay,
do,
all right.
and they have people do design as well, but not here. Yeah. They
Okay, so they do the design here
they're
and
all
there.
about the making of the chip. They're all about the fabrication. Yeah, that's super high tech. I mean, super cutting edge stuff. Although I don't know if the plant that they're building here is to be producing the latest chips. That's a good question. Yeah, that's yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine it is there, but yeah, who knows, but yeah, I don't know. Is there kind of anything, if you know of anybody who kind of might need general marketing, let me know. But like, who are you like trying to talk to there, like trying to communicate with right now, and to kind of further your goals? So, I mean, what's the big goal on your mind? Obviously, passive income, but is there kind of
Yeah.
a a path that you're on right now to achieve that?
No, that's a good question. Yeah. I'm just trying to get my skills. Yeah, I don't know. I guess one thing that would help is to have contacts that you can reach out to for business. So that'll help you go on your own, right? Finally, you need people who are willing to buy, who wanting to buy what you can sell. So if you don't have that, if you don't have that network in place, then you can't just go off on your own. So I work for a company, they pay me for my time, right? But that's not the right way to do business. You don't want to be paid for your time unless you can charge a lot.
Right.
You want to sell a product that you can sell to everyone. So that would be, I guess you're also selling your time right now, I think.
It's kind of a mixture of like people want coaching, then I kind of sell the time if they just kind of want me to manage things for them. And
Okay.
it's just kind of a flat, usually kind of a flat fee for management there, and
Yeah.
kind of take it from there. And that's kind of what I prefer, obviously. There, it's just like, hey, let me do the work for you, and like
So
kind of meet
yeah,
up.
I wonder, do you have like a subscription service, like where you send out a newsletter, or you have like or is your coaching program something that they subscribe to and they get a video on demand once a month or something?
No, no, just I kind of do direct coaching.
Okay.
I think definitely something I'm looking to work on in the future is kind of having just kind
Yeah.
of a course, like a
Right.
course ready. And I've made courses before, but they're probably a little bit outdated right now because
Things change. Yeah.
things change so quickly on Facebook. So probably, yeah, actually that's one of my little goals for the week. It's just kind of outlining courses. So thank you for reminding me
No,
there
no, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
on
Yeah, in
that.
fact, one of the persons you might run into at Venture Cafe is good at shooting videos, Bill Searle. Yeah, I can probably send you
So
his. I'll send you his
yeah,
contact. Yeah.
sure. Yeah. How so how was Venture Cafe on the only reason I didn't go on Thursday, I had an HOA meeting, so I
Okay.
couldn't
It was
attend.
good.
I
It
had to,
was good. This time,
yeah.
yeah, it is hit and miss, obviously. But I always learn something. But this time they had two really good presentations. It was about so one was Ed Ritchie, he's doing clean tech. And so he talked about his journey. So it was two people who talked about their journey in, being on their own and doing entrepreneurship. It was really
Mhm.
good. Yeah. The second one was I think Cleve, Cody Van Cleve or Cody Van Cleve,
It
VC
sounds
Innovation.
familiar.
I
Yeah.
think they've both been there before, so you might have run into them. But yeah, it was
Okay.
good, good stuff. Yeah, I
Very
think if
cool.
you go online, you might be able to see the slides. They might even have recorded it. I don't know.
I might check it. Yeah, I'll probably check that out later.
So
What?
how do you? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. No.
How do you acquire new customers? Is it through word of mouth, your website, or you pay for ads?
So right now I'm primarily doing networking there, and I probably need to like get into doing ads, but I'm doing ads for
Uh,
the clients, more so. That's kind of the top priority is making sure they get a result. But yeah, I think I probably start moving into ads, and I'm trying to also just kind of focus on the best way to get organic content out there. Um,
okay.
right now here, because again, I'm kind of more of an expert on the paid side there, but the organic side there, definitely.
So when you say organic content, that's okay. So
Mhm.
you're going to produce content of value that's going to draw people to your site, and then so you're basically giving some value away, and then you say, okay, this is free, but you can hire me to do whatever. Okay.
Yeah, or just kind of like things to kind of get the eyeballs on, on my website, on me, kind of just getting to them. I think there's recent statistic that I keep on hearing right now is like 7-Eleven and 4 there. I don't know if you've heard of that, but
I've heard
um
738.55, 711.4, huh? Okay.
738.55.
That's
Wow,
the
okay.
7% of communication is verbal, 38% is it
Nonverbal.
55% is tone, is it 38% is body language, and then 55% is tone and facial expression or something? something like
Okay.
that, 738.55.
Well, the 7-Eleven and 4 and is kind of referring to like how many times people right now that have to interact with you in order to like trust you enough to like buy from you. There and like that the thought is like there needs to be about 7 hours worth of content or conversations there. There needs to be kind of 11 interactions there, and then there needs to be four different like platforms to find you on. So like you said, you checked out my website. You know, that would be kind of one. Going to the LinkedIn be another. Going to like Facebook, Instagram. Those would be
Okay.
others there and
Nice.
stuff. Yeah,
That's a good one to keep in mind. Yeah. I like
yeah.
those. So have you heard of ACT, Attract, Convert, Transform?
I think I have vaguely there. I think there's like a similar product. But yeah, tell me more about that. Yeah.
I'm listening to this book now called The Zen of Social Media Marketing, Shama Haider. And she says, yeah, so use your marketing to attract people, and then they come to your website. Now you have to convert them and then transform. I forgot. I'm sure she told me about it. She talked about it. But one thing about audiobooks is like you can go through content, but you might not retain all of it, but at least you get to see what's there and you can make a bookmark, go back and revisit that. But I like audiobooks because you can get through a lot of content that
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
audiobooks are good. I actually need to. I think what do they call it? Like the automobile university. I want to say either Zig Ziglar or some other like major public speaker talked about that. And now there's like YouTube University, basically, like
Yeah, you
yeah,
can learn pretty
learn
much
everything.
anything on YouTube.
You
Yeah, that's just
can-
great, right? Apple University, iTunes University, there's what else? But yeah, especially if you want to get into the latest cutting edge tech like AI,
yeah,
you don't have to go to a school. You can just learn on the online platforms like Coursera, edX. The YouTube's got great stuff as well. And you can go to Google and Microsoft's MATLAB's classes, tutorials. It costs them so much to hire those workers. They need more qualified workers, so they give away that education for free as much as possible. Yeah, so
sure.
it's amazing.
How did you begin? Like, when did you decide, hey, I'm going to become an engineer, kind of focus on shit like
Never made
just
a conscious decision, just went with the flow. Yeah,
just
that's I guess there's some, peer pressure, some parental pressure to pick something that makes economic sense, right? Because yeah,
gotcha.
engineering can let you make a living. But if you use the education right and decide to build things to solve problems or build things people can use, then it can be very satisfying. I mean, I enjoy doing the work, solving problems, creating, but it's not like I don't feel like an engineer because I'm not building gadgets that people can use. That would be more satisfying to me. So yeah, if I had infinite money, that's what I would do. I would probably try to add features to iPhones or build gadgets to solve problems. That would be there. It's not easy. I mean, it takes money. Even if conceptually something simple, you can think of an idea to actually get it through all the development and testing needed to have something that people can buy and use. It's not cheap. It takes a lot of effort and
Yeah.
investment. So if you can license your idea to someone, you'll probably see money faster. There's a book called Stephen Key, One Simple Idea, I think. I think that's what it's called. He says you only need to be 10% different, but don't try to build a product yourself. License your idea to someone. Yeah. So you have your 5 uh, Facebook ads mistakes, but what's the number one mistake you see people making?
The number one mistake that I don't see as often right now, but
Yeah.
I'd say the number one mistake that I see people making is just not not choosing kind of the right objective there
Uh,
for their ads there. And seeing I mean, kind of one of my best, but when they first started out, they were running traffic ads there, or in running traffic ads. And the traffic ads, the goal of a traffic ad is to get traffic to your site. And they were like running them, like, hey, why aren't we getting any sales there? Well, like your goal is to get traffic to the site. You know, Facebook's doing that there, but after you run traffic to the site for a little bit, then you need to kind of switch it up a little bit and try and get people to actually convert there. So I'd say that's probably the number one for just people who don't really know what they're doing so much. And then like second, and you know, this might have adjusted since I kind of made that list. The second one I think right now is just creative, because creative is changing a lot. And like it again, it used to be like, hey, if you had a really nicely produced video there that was really well done, hey, that would maybe work. But now it like either has to be like UGC, so like, hey, this looks like an ordinary person doing this, or it has to be like produced but funny and entertaining at the same time there. Like I think those are kind of the two ways. And I've got some clients that are just like, we just want to do we got this like photo there, let's just put the photo up and stuff. And I try and argue with them like, hey, we really need video because that's what the algorithms are optimizing for. Like, oh, we're doing a photo, we're getting a couple sales, but you could do it so much better if we adjusted it. But you gotta push and pull a little bit there, you know. So
you know, there's you're an advisor. There's this book I listened to about 3 or 4 years ago. It's called The Trusted Advisor. David Meister, I think, management consulting.
David,
Meister.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, he says about a case. I think it was it's one of his friends. It's co-authored with some others. One of the co-authors mentions this case. So he just started working with some clients, and they asked him, so what mistakes do you think we're making? And he told them, oh, this is everything. Here's everything you're doing wrong. And he listed them out. And then the person does, and and to his surprise, he was fired. And he was surprised because he knew that his clients knew that he was right. So what the moral of the story is, you have to earn the right to criticize. So, you know, you can start off saying things like, oh, here's what's working out for some of my other clients, and you can approach it like that. But if you tell your clients that they're wrong, that can backfire. Even if it's in their best interest to listen to you, sometimes they can turn them off. Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. I know we got like weird stuff, but I just like I remember a client who was kind of doing everything when I was working on Meta as a contractor. Like somebody who was doing just about everything wrong there. And like our whole goal was to, you know, get him on the phone, you know, talk to him about it. But like he was just doing a lot of stuff wrong. And I think I just like wade into it like he's like I'm here to, you know, what do you think about so and so? I'm like, no, like you're doing this wrong, like with the creative, you're doing this wrong with the targeting, you're doing this wrong. Like, and I just kind of like gave him just a laundry list of things that he was doing wrong. And it was our first conversation. And you know, the goal is to have a second conversation. Didn't really pick up after that because I think I just laid into him too much. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just give like, hey, you know, do the sandwich method. I'm sure you've heard of the sandwich method. Like, hey, you're doing this great, not doing that's so great, doing this great here, there, but like everything he was doing was just kind of wrong, and just didn't talk to him much after that. But it's I've changed, and I try and like sprinkle on a little bit of good there before just people, you know?
You have to feel people out. You know, I forget which book it was in. Person says, I think this person was a manager and goes to employees and tries to give feedback using the sandwich method, and they know that she's doing, and they say, look, I know you're trying to use the sandwich, forget it, just tell me what you want me to tell.
That's me, but like that's not every, like some people do need the sandwich, they need that little buffer. So
I think if you don't have a relationship with them, and I think if you have a close working relationship and then they're comfortable getting the feedback right away, then it's okay. But you need to do the sandwich thing. So so you've been doing this more than 15 years. What's something you wish you had known earlier?
Something I wish I would have known earlier. I don't know. I think just kind of getting out there and like kind of reaching out to people a little bit more, like it's probably kind of a main thing, like reaching out to like the right potential clients, I'd say is
Oh,
probably the main thing I probably would have started with there if I had to redo over again. How
as
about
in, do
you?
you
Like,
think, are you saying that you had some clients that took up too much time without, uh, you being able
well,
to?
well, no, like I think so. I've kind of been doing this like off and on here like for the last 2 years. It's pretty much been just just me kind of working with clients and stuff, and I think there's a lot of freedom there. Prior there, like I've been just tinkering a little bit with um digital marketing there, but while working the full-time job. And I think if I kind of got a little bit more focused on like, hey, I'm going to complete this thing here and get it done in sort of period of time, smart goals there, I think probably would have achieved a little bit
Yeah.
more here.
So I'm,
So
I'm just curious for what you're doing. Do you have like a mentor who's like where you want to be in 1 year? And because
I
that's,
I I have like virtual mentors there. Like I
uh,
actually, what, like I did kind of, and you're reminding me of another thing. I did kind of meet at Venture Cafe, um, like a possible mentor who's kind of like a little bit higher up
I
there that
didn't
I
know there
probably
was
do need to
someone
talk.
at Venture Cafe that's doing so well and
It,
advising
it's
on
not
digital
not
marketing.
necessarily digital marketing there per se, but just kind of like probably systems, like setting
Okay.
up systems and just business. That's kind of where I'm and now I'm looking at the time and we took out the half hour. Do you have 1 minute or like a yeah to
I have time, but
get
I
going?
don't want to
Oh, okay.
keep you
Yeah.
tied up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got a little bit of time, but I just want to be. I always like to be respectful if I could see the time in time, Uh, but yeah, like I don't know for you, like obviously you're kind of working there for the other company right now. You'd like to be doing kind of more creating stuff there. Like, what is there kind of an idea in your head that you'd like to kind of get going in the next 6 months or anything like that, or you
Oh, I
just kind of
wouldn't say it would be nice. See if I could run my own show, kind of like you, and then okay, you have multiple clients that you work with, you solve their problems using your skills. So yeah, right now I'm only working for, a company, and project has different phases, different tasks in different phases. Yeah, there's some tasks that you have to do. There's, like verifying that something is like a chip is connected right. That's something that you have to do, but that doesn't really add any value. That's like ensuring that you don't make mistakes, but that's not creative work, but that still needs to be done. So that's something that, whereas if I was on my own, I would focus on the real high value add parts, like the creative, innovative parts. So that would be nice if I could get to a point where I can work with multiple clients, work on the high value add portions of their projects. That would be cool. But you need those connections to be able to get enough of
yeah,
that kind of work. Yeah. And
yeah.
it'd be nice if I could do right and be able to hire and grow a team. That would be great. Create jobs. That would be great. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess continue to come to venture capital. Have you gotten any like sparks of ideas there? I mean, you don't have to tell me the idea, but like, have you from going to venture cafe, have you got been like, hey, this idea might kind of work for doing my own thing there, or is still just kind of like just there to kind of meet people and
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. Haven't had
stick.
that kind of an idea. But yeah, I always learn something every time I go there. Yeah. That's,
So, well, I plan to try and get there this Thursday here again, like this past Thursday, just gonna work, but hopefully I get to see you there, and then
yeah.
I,
I'll be there all
there's
day.
a
This Thursday is the hackathon where they're going to be working on affordable housing. I don't know if that's a good thing to make housing too affordable is
oh
and But
There's
that's
a
like,
hackathon. Oh,
yeah,
hackathon
so,
this.
but you had
Okay,
to
so
have
it's just going to be all day.
all day and then you present in the evening. So when you guys show up in the evening, it'll be the presentations and the,
Yeah, interesting.
yeah. So it should be fun. Yeah. Hope to see you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hope to see you there as well. And I'll say
Great.
that should be interesting. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, good to see you, Darrell, and see you on
Yeah, good to talk to
Thursday.
you, learn more about you, and yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully to see you Thursday. Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
great. Awesome. Have a great weekend.
Are you too? And yeah, I can send this over to you like once it's done downloading. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you
Okay.
so
All
much.
right.
All right.
All
Bye.
right.